I was in the supermarket and they were giving out free samples of some chicken, and with it they had this little magazine that was free with recipes. And one of the recipes I thought was very interesting. It was called Chicken and Banana Stew. Now, I never thought of putting chicken and bananas together to make a main dish. Now, the recipe really didn't use fresh bananas. It used dehydrated banana chips. But still, it's chicken and bananas. So let's get started to make it, and at the end, see how it tastes. Now, the first thing we have to do is prepare our chicken. I'm going to use the Instapot to cook it, but you don't have to. You can cook it, roast it in your oven, or you can even buy one of those pre-roasted ones in the supermarket. All we're doing is cooking it so we can pull off the meat and use it in the stew. I've washed the chicken, patted it dry, checked to make sure there wasn't any giblets in it, and for some reason it came without them. There, now I'm just rubbing it with this olive oil. Then we're going to spread. This is some sage. Now we're just going to spread some of that around on it. We don't need salt and pepper because we'll add that when we're making the stew. So now we're just taking our chicken, breast side down. Ooh, you hear that sizzle? We have it on saute in the Instapot. So we're going to brown this side about 2 or 3 minutes. Be back when it's time to turn it over. Now while it's browning on that side, I'm going to put some of the oil on this side. And now we'll put some sage. And it's ready for when we have to flip it over. Okay, we're going to push cancel now. And now we're going to put a cup of chicken broth. Okay. And then we're going to put our lid on. So make sure your valve is all the way back here unsealed. Then we want it on pressure, high pressure, manual, and we want it for 25 minutes. So we're going to adjust. That's all there is to it. We'll be back. There it goes on. When it's done, and we take it out of the pressure cooker. It's so quick cooking a whole chicken in the Instapot. It's done, and boy does it smell good. And it looks like I have even more broth to use for the recipe. So I'm going to take this out, let it cool, and then pick all the chicken meat off the bones. So I took everything out of the Instapot, and this is our pulled chicken. This is our bones and skin. And I'm not going to throw these away. I'm going to put them out to what we call the giving tree outside. I've always put bones and skin and that type of thing out there, and something eats it. I think probably possum. And then we have here almost 4 cups of chicken broth. We put in 1 cup of broth and we got 3 cups more. So we'll be using that in the recipe too. Now we have a lot of ingredients for this recipe. Of course we have our pulled chicken there. We have 2 cups of our diced onions, and we have 1 cup of our diced orange bell pepper, sweet pepper, and we have 1 jalapeno seeded and cut up. We also have over there 1 cup of diced celery, and at the far end there we have 2 tablespoons of minced garlic and 1-inch piece of fresh ginger peeled and minced. Smells so good. Half a bunch of fresh cilantro chopped up, and this is not a half a bunch, but my husband does not like cilantro. You know, for some people it kind of tastes like soap, so I'm not putting as much in the recipe. And then we have our spices here. We have 2 tablespoons of dried thyme, 2 tablespoons ground cumin, 2 tablespoons curry powder, and 1 tablespoon chili powder. And we're going to have 8 cups of chicken broth, and 4 of the cups really came when we were making the chicken. We're adding 4 more cups of broth. And we're going to use 2 tablespoons of tomato paste, 1.5 cups of tomatoes, supposed to be seeded, peeled, and diced. I'm just using some of my canned crushed tomatoes, actually from 2015. And then we have a slurry here in the background. That's a 1/4 cup cornstarch, a 1/4 cup water. That's going to be used for thickening. And then we also have 6 ounces of the dried banana chips. And that's the most unusual ingredient, I think. And of course we're going to salt and pepper it to taste, and we're going to serve it over rice. So let's get started. So we're melting our 3 tablespoons of butter, and then we're adding our onions. You know, your fingers work much better. Our celery, our bell pepper, and our jalapeno. Now we're just going to saute these until soft. Onion and veggies are getting soft. So now we're going to pour in our ginger and garlic. And put that for maybe a minute or so. Stir it in really nice. You know, for this recipe, the important thing is to get everything ready ahead of time, because there are a lot of different ingredients, so it takes some prep time. And let's hope it's worth it. Now we're going to put in our spices. I mix it in before I put in fluid. Coat the veggies. Okay, and then cilantro. And like I said, you may want more of this for your family. Now we put in the chicken. Put in our 8 cups of broth. There's 4 cups. Let's clear this a little. And here's the other 4 cups. And we have to add our tomatoes. Now, ooh, it's looking nice and rich, isn't it? Now we're going to bring it to a boil. I'll be back when it starts boiling. Okay, it's boiling now, and we're going to add our banana chips. Mix them in really well here. We're now going to bring it down to a simmer for 30 minutes. Be back after a half hour. I had to add my 2 tablespoons of tomato paste too. Forgot to put that in. So I'm adding it now. Stew's got about 12 more minutes. And you can see the bananas no longer float on top. Smells very much like a curry. Of course, there is curry spice in it. Well, remember, I said it's important to taste it to see if we need salt and pepper. So let's see here. Need some salt. Maybe a little pepper. Of course, everybody can always add salt and pepper themselves to whatever they like. So it's important not to over salt something. Now, we made that slurry of the cornstarch and water. Okay, we're going to bring it back up to boiling and add in our slurry. That was a 1/4 cup cornstarch, 1/4 cup water. Now we're just going to boil it, stir it a little and let it thicken up just a little here. So we'll let it boil for about 5 minutes and then it'll be ready to serve. Well, here it is dished up. Definitely looks like a kind of curry, which my husband doesn't usually like curry, so let's hope he likes this. Okay, now for the moment of truth. Take a little broth first and a little of the rice. Good. Now let's make sure we get a piece of the banana here. Piece of meat. It's really hot. I gotta wait a minute. Well, you don't really taste the bananas. It's pretty good. I would like to get a little more spicy. I might add some to mine. But overall, not bad. And wouldn't you like to surprise your friends and family and say, would you like a chicken and banana stew? This is Prepper Potpourri saying, please subscribe, share the knowledge, thumbs up if you like this video. And now it's time for supper.